It's exactly 1 p.m. East African time. Good afternoon and welcome to KBC Lunchtime News. My name is Njue and our sign language interpreter for this afternoon will be Susan Thuku. It is indeed the 22nd day of August 2021, a very instrumental day in the history of Kenya, as today we do commemorate the 43rd memorial of the founding father, Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, who died 43 years ago. Remember, the country no longer holds his memorial after the family in the year 2019 said it will be a family affair beginning 2019. But for all its worth, it's always good to remember where we have come from. Of course, we have a comprehensive bulletin right here, and for the next 30 minutes or so, we will be delving into matters politics and also human resources, not to forget also matters sports. Welcome. We begin on the political scene, where political leaders in the country have talked about, of course, the BBI. But before then, let's first of all head to Mwingi, where Penina Mulai, a mother of 4, has gotten a major reprieve after her 2 children, aged 7 years and 10 years, were taken back to school with all their expenses paid for by a well-wisher. The woman whose husband is in jail is living in abject poverty and can barely provide food for her children. Take a look.
Penina Mulai, who hails from Kilungwa, Mwingi, Kitui County, has been in great distress. Often she watches helplessly as her 2 children go hungry, sometimes for days, and miss school. She says she has no source of income.
Tangu nitoke Kajiado, watoto wangu waendangi shule sababu ya mashida. Nilikuwa nakaa hapa nyumbani na mama yangu aliaga mwezi wa 4 tarehe 4 akaniacha hapa peke yangu.
Luckily, Vision Together Foundation, through the Chief Executive Officer Patrick Mwendwa and Daniel Muimi, the Kilungwa branch chair, has come to her aid, sponsoring her children's education. But Penina's troubles are far from over. Her now estranged husband is in police custody for defiling her 10-year-old child. She has been unable to attend mentions of the case in Kajiado due to financial constraints. Caroline Kamau for Lunchtime News.
Apologies for that technical hitch in that story. Of course, when we rectify, we will be bringing it back so that we may hear that good story. Well, elsewhere, a number of families residing in Mlolongo's Katani Estate, Machakos County, are living in fear of forceful eviction by intruders who they claim are eyeing their land. The families are now crying foul over intimidation and harassment by private developers who they claim have begun putting up a perimeter fence to a section of their land.
In the last 1 week, the more than 50 families who claim to own the piece of land have been embroiled in a battle with goons said to have been hired by private developers to evict them. They claim the goons have been destroying their properties to instill fear and pave way for private developers to forcefully possess a piece of their land.
Kuna jamii wazee ambao wameishi hapa zaidi ya miaka 30 na wamekuwa wakinyanyazwa na watu wanatoka Nairobi, wametengeneza mataito fraudulently na wanakuja wanawatoa, wanataka kuvunja manyumba zao na kuwatoa.
I'm here permanently, this is my land. Nimezaliwa hapa, I'm not here temporarily. Wanakuja hapa kila siku, wanatuambia tuondoke. Tuondoke tuende wapi?
They are now challenging the security apparatus to come to their aid and at the same time effect court orders to bring sanity in the region, marred by dozens land ownership disputes. In another development, residents of Mukuru Kwaruben Maendeleo in Nairobi area are mourning the untimely death of the founder of Mukuru Kwaruben Maendeleo Learning Center, Beatrice Mudhola. The locals claim the deceased died after she was evicted from the piece of land which was her home for many years and had put up the learning center.
Tumekuwa na mama tangu aingia hapa, pressure ilipanda, hakuamini uwanja yake ndiye imejengwa hospitali, ndiye imejengwa shule na hajapewa compensation yoyote, hajaonyeshwa mahali ya kukaa. So hiyo ndiye imepea mama pressure na ndio maana ametuacha siku ya leo.
Let's now shift focus to matters security, where detectives in Busia County have arrested a man linked to the murder of a businessman in Busia town. Wilson Simiyu Situma was apprehended at Endebess, Trans Nzoia County, while in possession of an AK-47 assault rifle with 2 rounds of ammunition. He is believed to have participated in the murder of Alfred Obayo in February this year at his hotel in Busia town. Speaking in Busia, Regional DCI boss Bernard Wamalwa said they have been tracking Wilson Simiyu and finally smoked him out of his hideout at Endebess.
Kumhusisha na wale labda tuseme huyu ni mtu alikuwa amekombolewa tu kuja kutekeleza mauaji ya marehemu. So itatusaidia kabisa sana kujua wahusika wake, hasa kumleta kutekeleza haya mauaji.
Christine Mahanu, the widow of the slain businessman Alfred Obayo, said the family is confident justice will prevail even as police search for other suspects who are still at large.
Tumekuwa tukiishi kwa hali ya kutatanisha kwa sababu hatujui the next victim atakuwa nani, na hatujui. Tulikuwa sasa tukaishi kwa maisha ya kushuku. Yani sasa tunashuku, hatujui kwa sababu ya hiyo fear. Kwa sababu hakuwa amepatikana. Tunataka hakikishe kwamba huyu mtu amelist kila mmoja mwenye alihusika, na ili tukuje tujue walikuwa na nia gani na lengo gani, kwa sababu imekuwa pigo kubwa kwa hii familia.
And police in Mumias, Kakamega County are searching for a man who stabbed a househelp several times before fleeing.
Na hiyo mambo haijatendekea hapa kwa sababu hakuna damu, lakini damu ile inaonekana ikiwa imetoka barabara ikiingia mahali hapa kwenye hiyo mwili ilikuwa. Kwa hivyo sio hapa ameuliwa.
Watoto wa shule ndio waliona hiyo mtu, wakaenda wakaita mwalimu akakuja, hata mwalimu akaona.
Lucio Kwako is said to have been attacked when the suspect arrived home and found his wife absent.
She has an element of brain injury, which we are trying to rehabilitate and also try and see if she can recover some of the functions that she might have lost because of the injuries that she suffered during the physical assault.
Okwako is currently battling for her life at the Bungoma Teaching and Referral Hospital. And police in Murang'a South are searching for unknown assailants who murdered a middle-aged woman and later dumped her body in a thicket at Kaaga village in Maragua, Murang'a County. The mutilated body was discovered by school-going children. Residents are now calling on security agencies to beef up surveillance in the area. Allow me now to retake on our earlier story, which had a technical hitch, where Penina Mulai, a mother of 4, has gotten a major reprieve after her 2 children aged 7 and 10 years were taken back to school with all expenses paid for by a well-wisher. The woman whose husband is in jail is living in abject poverty and can barely provide food for her children.
Penina Mulai, who hails from Kilungwa, Mwingi, Kitui County, has been in great distress. Often she watches helplessly as her 2 children go hungry, sometimes for days and miss school. She says she has no source of income.
Tangu nitoke Kajiado watoto wangu waendangi shule sababu ya mashida. Nilikuwa nakaa hapa nyumbani na mama yangu aliaga mwezi wa 4 tarehe 4 akaniacha hapa peke yangu.
Luckily, Vision Together Foundation, through the Chief Executive Officer Patrick Mwendwa and Daniel Muimi, the Kilungwa branch chair, has come to her aid, sponsoring her children's education.
Tukaona heri tuwanunulie uniform na tuwapeleke shule. Tuende tukaongea na walimu watoto waanze kusoma. Alafu mwenza ana watoto 4 na ana mbele wala nyuma.
But Penina's troubles are far from over. Her now estranged husband is in police custody for defiling her 10-year-old child. She has been unable to attend mentions of the case in Kajiado due to financial constraints.
Nilikuja hapa kwetu mwezi wa pili. Nikitoka Kajiado nilikuwa nimeolewa na mwanamume mmoja, nikapata mimba. Kwenda kujifungua akambaka mtoto wangu wa msichana. Saa hii ako kotini, siendangi huko sababu ya pesa. Sina fare ya kunifikisha huko wala kunirudisha hapa nyumbani.
Caroline Kamau for Lunchtime News.
Elsewhere, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission has been called upon to fast-track the voter registration exercise to enable Kenyans who have not done so to have a chance to exercise their democratic right. And Nakuru-based activist Amos Chemabu says it is alarming to see the exercise has not been going on, yet it's less than a year to the general polls. He further called on the government to ensure funds are released to enable IEBC carry out the exercise in all the 47 counties.
Ile matayarisho yao bado iko chini kiasi, kwa sababu unakuta ya kwamba registration ya voters, ile mass registration of voters inastahili iwe ni kitu imeshika moto kwa saizi, lakini unaona hiyo shughuli bado haijaangaliwa, na unakuta kwamba ile registers of voters inastahili kwa sasa iko open ama imetengenezwa iko sawa. Kwa sasa hiyo jambo haijashughulikiwa. Ukiangalia pia tumekuwa na changamoto ya network, especially ama sana ile kupeperusha ile matokeo kutoka kwa polling stations, unakuta kwamba kuna baadhi ya sehemu za nchi ambapo iko na shida ya ile network. Ukiangalia sana upande wa Northeastern, Turkana na hata sehemu zingine za magharibi wa nchi, huko sehemu za Mount Elgon, kuna baadhi ya stations ambazo ziko na shida ya network ukienda kurusha ama kupeperusha ile matokeo. So ile jambo hatujapata ile backup ile mzuri.
At about 15 minutes past the hour, we are taking our first break, but when we come back, we'll be sampling some of the political leaders' views on the BBI judgment on Friday, and also we do have some sports, so keep it KBC. Allow me to appreciate German Isa. Tuned in, Kasimiri Junior Abano Wafula. You're also tuned in from Cherangani. Influencer Geoffrey Muturi, you say Ndani from Eldoret, Kenya. Let's take that break.
Yeah! Take a musical trip around Africa right here on KBC Channel 1. Every Sunday from 2 to 3 p.m. on Afro Vibes.
Because this is the hottest show right now.
We give you a musical cocktail from North Africa, Central Africa, West, South and East of Africa.
We are live and we are loud.
Where party today? I want to show them my attitude today.
Your Sunday will never be the same again with
DJ D and
DJ Leo
on Afro Vibes.
Your musical passport to Africa.
Allow me to enjoy myself. Allow me to enjoy myself. Allow me to enjoy myself.
You're a murderer. Murderer.
No. Who is it?
Murderer.
What?
Murderer.
Alone.
Murderer.
Quiero amarte de una forma diferente. de otro modo, nunca igual al de otra gente.
Nobody will believe you. Because you say a terrible truth. You preach the end among terrorized men.
My name is Jeremiah.
But your word is God's word. Your voice is God's voice. And you, Jeremiah, are God's prophet.
Welcome back and thanks for keeping it KBC. Moving on, political leaders in the country have expressed mixed reactions on the Court of Appeal's judgment in the Building Bridges Initiative process, which it termed as unconstitutional. A section of the leaders is, however, urging the government to now shift all resources which had been allocated for the referendum to the fight against COVID-19 pandemic.
The political class in the country is now pulling in different direction following the Court of Appeal's blow to the BBI bill. Those against the plebiscite lauded the court's ruling, stating that it is a win for Kenyans and the judiciary.
The kind of jurisprudence that was brought out the Court of Appeal, following from that of the High Court, has put a high threshold on any attempts to meddle with the 2010 Constitution. The threshold has been put high.
Angalia agenda ambazo zitamfaa Mkenya, ambao ni agenda ziko kwenye 3 reports, ziwe implemented na tuweze kusonga mbele tukiweza kutafuta suluhu za kikweli kweli. Na hizi suluhu zote zilikuwa haitaji BBI, zilikuwa hazihitaji kitu chochote, ni implementation of the Constitution 2010.
Well, the BBI proponents have accepted the ruling by the court. They have stated that the Constitution is not for a particular individual, but rather for all Kenyans, while appreciating the hard work that the judiciary put in place.
And by the way, I don't want us to be able to now take this otherwise, especially those who are claiming victory. What is most important is that the Constitution is what remains supreme, and the same Constitution gives.
But it's just the beginning of rebranding, our political rebranding. It's a handshake in the Zodium and the people of Narok. So I can only say that we are ready to fight for our space, to fight for our political survival. And I can assure you, most Kenyans are with the duo of Raila Odinga and President Uhuru Kenyatta.
The leaders now saying that it is about time that the nation moves away from the conversation on referendums and fight COVID-19, as well as make enough preparations to ensure a free and fair election come 2022.
We want a strong and credible IEBC. We want a system that is reliable, and we want our data, our voting data, to be stored in this country.
Migori Senator Ochilo Ayako, however, expressed optimism, saying nullification of the BBI has no negative impact on Raila Odinga's political agenda. Meanwhile, TSP party leader Mwangi Njue has strongly condemned the political alliances that are slowly unfolding, leading to a further split of the mountain.
Kula tuko na mingi zaidi, tunapiga mamilioni ya kula, lakini ukija maneno ya representation, ukiingia bunge tunafinywa. Kwa sababu kazi yetu ni kupiga kura mingi, lakini bunge ndiye inatawala, na bunge inatawaliwa na wajumbe.
Suleiman Yeri, Lunchtime News.
Away from that, the National Assembly Committee on Environment and Natural Resources has called on the National Treasury to avail 400 million shillings for the completion of Phase 2 of the Galana Kulalu Food Security Project's 10,000-acre model farm. Committee Chairman Japheth Karekembiuki pointed out that National Treasury had initially availed 600 million shillings in the 2021-2022 budget, but slashed the same to 200 million, a factor that could adversely affect the project's implementation.
Mbiuki, who led committee members on fact-finding two of the Galana Kulali Food Security Project and the Bura and Ohola irrigation projects in Kilifi and Tana River counties, urged the National Treasury to allocate the funds in the next supplementary budget, expected to be tabled in the National Assembly in October this year.
So we want to call upon the National Treasury through the CS in the forthcoming supplementary budget to provide for the same. And as a committee which oversight matters to do with the irrigation.
He assured the authority's board of directors that his committee will lobby the National Treasury and the National Assembly to ensure the money is allocated so that the project is completed.
We want to make a commitment that we will continue lobbying. We're going to engage the budget committee. We'll be able to engage the National Treasury to ensure that the remaining financing of around 400 million is provided for, to ensure that this project does not stall again.
The Mara Member of Parliament explained that the initial contractor, Green Arab of Israel, had irreconcilable differences with the National Irrigation Project, leading to the cancellation of the 7 billion shillings contract.
When we talk of 1 million acres, they are all the projects cutting across the country. And you can see all these members of parliament here, they all come from respective places, parts of this country. Those are the irrigation projects which are being undertaken in Meru, Marsabit, Turkana, Kisumu, all over. All of them totaling together, they'll be able to bring up a sum of 100 million acres. 1 million acres. That is what the government is.
I can say without fear and contradiction that there is good work that has been done in this project, in this irrigation project, and that the National Irrigation Authority have done perfect work. And we want to tell the President that his legacy of the 4 big agendas, if we contribute slightly to this project, then he will achieve his legacy and the dream that he has for this country.
Timothy Kipnoso, Lunchtime News.
Let's now shift focus to sports now, where Faith Kipyegon followed up her impressive win at the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games with another stellar performance at the Eugene Diamond League meeting in the United States, winning the 1500 meters race by a far margin. Kipyegon, who stunned Sifan Hassan in the final to take gold in Tokyo, won in 3 minutes 53.23 seconds.
Faith Kipyegon wasted no time to prove to the world that she is the dominant force in the 1500 meters as she won the race once again,
scoring his first Barcelona goal and Eric Garcia being sent off. Elsewhere, Inter Milan got their Serie A title defense off to a perfect start by thrashing Genoa 4-0. Meanwhile, Freiburg rose to second in the Bundesliga thanks to a gritty 2-1 win over Borussia Dortmund.
Barcelona moved to the top of La Liga as Memphis Depay rescued a point in an entertaining draw at Athletic Bilbao.
Here comes, it doesn't make it again. Success rate here. Munaim. Griezmann doesn't get there.
Depay's ferocious strike cancelled out Inigo Martinez's headed opener after Bilbao had dominated.
Hits and hook. Depay. Referee allows play to continue.
Barca defender Eric Garcia was sent off in injury time for falling Nico Williams when clean through. In Germany, Freiburg rose to second in the Bundesliga thanks to a gritty 2-1 win over Borussia Dortmund, who dominated possession but failed to convert their chances. To include one-away striker Harry Kane against Wolves at Molineux, and Romelu Lukaku might make his debut for...
Indeed, other than that, of course, Arsenal will be seeking their first win against Chelsea. And, of course, my director almost has a problem with that. He's a Chelsea fan. But remember, Manchester United, like Man U, the Red Devils, and Tottenham Hotspurs are also playing tonight. My name is Njue. Susan Thuku has been our sign language interpreter for this afternoon. Do have yourself a blessed Sunday.
Do you have a news story to share with KBC? Get in touch swiftly on email newsroom@kbc.co.ke, call 0723-892-654 or 0734-780-124.
Vera Beauty College.
Vera Beauty and Fashion College, with branches in Nairobi, Eldoret, Thika and Meru. Did you know that we are a TVET approved institution? We offer courses in fashion design, interior design in soft furnishing, event decoration, flower arrangement, event planning, hairdressing, barbering and dreadlocks, beauty therapy, makeup, nail technology, spa massages, teaching skills, TOT, solo business management, and many more. Register now and visit our website on www.verabeautycollege.com. You can also call on 0725-923-550 Nairobi branch, 0728-087-689 Eldoret branch, 0722-227428 Thika branch, 0725-000-706 Meru branch. Vera Beauty and Fashion College, a TVET approved institution.
So when this time came, I knew there was something I wanted to say about Kisumu.
Yeah.
So that I had this Kisumu town.
Yes.
The picture in me, the people, the kind of transport.
Yes.
When you go to Kisumu, you can go by air. You know we are Jalus.
Yeah.
You can fly to Kisumu.
Yes.
You can use different means.
Yes.
I was in clubs, entertaining, dancing. I'm a good dancer. I was dancing Dombolo, your solo. If you know Dombolo, I don't know if you used to love Lingala music.
I love Lingala.
Me, I'm a serious dancer. I was, and I'm still a serious dancer.
Yes.
Dekeido terawina, ayaye tera diamba Kisumu, Kisumu ber Kisumu. Etera diaba Kisumu, boda boda, swoya kondele. Hey.
We are here and we are strong. Let's be counted as we move on. Make a difference, change lives as we tell our different stories. We are capable, beautiful. We are born to do great things. We're unstoppable, incredible. 'Cause we're differently abled, differently.
Assistive devices are meant to help persons with disabilities perform certain tasks. There have been calls for the government to subsidize the prices of these devices as they are quite expensive. Today we feature Lincoln, who has gone out of his way to make wheelchairs. I'm your host, Jen Theory. Welcome.
We're differently abled, differently.
Lack of assistive devices in Kenya has contributed negatively to the lives of persons with disabilities. They are quite expensive and scarce in the market. Lincoln Wamai makes special consideration for special cases when it comes to pricing of wheelchairs. Take a look.
When I was in Nanyuki, I never saw more than, I would say, in the highest number I've seen of people with disability at once was maybe 5. So in 2014 when I came to Nairobi, I was very shocked. That was okay. I had come to Nairobi on several times before then, but that's when I moved to Nairobi. I saw a lot of people with disabilities at one point. That was on a rainy season, and it was on rush hour when people wanted to go home. It was very challenging for them because no matatu could accept them in the matatus, because you have to carry them, board them into a matatu, and again they have a wheelchair that you need to, some wheelchairs are not even foldable. So it's like for one person with disability, it's like you have to carry them to the matatu. Again, you have to carry the wheelchair to the rooftop of the matatu so that you can be able to take them home. So I saw that people with disability were being neglected by our drivers, our conductors, as in public means we're really neglecting them.
Lincoln Wamai, founder of Linsen Technology, is a self-taught engineer thanks to the internet. He makes electric wheelchairs from recycled parts for persons with disabilities.
I really wanted to do mechatronic when I